Hey Collective, I have a video for you today that I was actually pulling cards for myself. And a very potent, powerful message came through, and I was guided to share it with you. So I hope this resonates with you. If it does not, that's totally okay. Then this is not your video. But it has to do with something that's very powerfully changing and upgrading in the collective at this time. So hopefully it resonates with you. If it doesn't, leave it alone. That's totally fine. I'm happy to have you here. Thanks for joining me. Hey Collective, let's take a look and see what the cards have displayed for us here. I ask for wisdom, guidance, protection, and love for myself and the collective today and every day. Thank you so much. So there was a very strong, powerful message, and I was guided to share it with you all. So the first card that came out here was the High Priestess. Every time that card comes out first, I'm like, here we go. Where's this headed? We've got to check our intuition, right? We've got to see what it is that we're supposed to be seeing, feeling, knowing. Reading between the lines, I call it like the gray area. Then the Seven of Wands came out. And that in itself was an interesting message. So I decided to keep going. And then we jumped over to this side of the board. So we went from the High Priestess to the Seven of Wands. So we're defending ourselves or standing up for ourselves in some situation and trusting our intuition in some situation. Well, then the Tower came out. And I was like, oh boy, what's going on here? What do we need to know about this Tower moment that's happening? So, clarifying the Tower, I got the Knight of Cups and the World. Wow, what a powerful energy here. Because what this immediately told me was this Tower moment is we've completed a cycle, and the cycle was what we accept in relationships. Now, I don't know if any other of you out there needed to hear that, but it's literally like the Seven of Wands is saying that if I am not getting what I need in a relationship, I'd rather be alone. And I'm perfectly acceptable in that position. It just was like, holy cow, yes. It's like you're not accepting anything less than what you deserve and love. And if anybody even tries to come at you with anything less than you deserve, you already know this. You can pick it up a mile away, right? So then the Star came out. Yep, you already know who you are. You already know what energy you carry and how potent and powerful it is. And why would you accept anything less than what you deserve? Then we've got the Three of Wands and the Four of Swords. You did have to heal from something, okay? Maybe some of you have had heartbreaks out there. And it's painful. It's painful each and every time you have to deal with that and put up with that. But since you've healed from those situations, you now see a very clear vision of your future and where you're headed. And nothing's going to prevent you from going that way. So if you are being offered something in the love department, King of Swords here, you're perfectly acceptable saying, I know. I don't need that. I don't deserve that. I can do better. In fact, I might be better off by myself. So for someone out there, you really needed to hear this message because, as I said, I was guided to share this with you all. Now, I also pulled this card, which I normally don't use on this channel. I usually use this on my other channel because this is like daily journal prompts. But the question came up, what boundaries need to be created or strengthened within my relationships? Yep. What are we not putting up with anymore? What are we drawing the line at? Like, it's taken me to that Meatloaf song, I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. So, you know what? There was a lot of things that maybe in the past you said you wouldn't do, and you did. You put a boundary forward, someone crossed it, and you allowed it. But now Spirit's calling you to strengthen these boundaries, or to even create them at all, right? Because maybe some of the boundaries that we had in the past were a little too flexible, or like maybe you drew them in pencil and it wasn't a hard line and it could be erased easily, you know? I'm just using kind of metaphors for how easily things can be crossed. So let's look at the back of the card. So it says, to create more healthy boundaries, we must first get in tune with our own needs, desires, and feelings, and believe that we are worthy of them. In your relationships, it's essential to know where they end and you begin. So again, where does the other person end and where do you begin? So when you enmesh yourself in a relationship, it can be very difficult to tell. So Spirit's asking you to make some sort of line. Again, not saying go break up with your partner because you can't tell where you start and they end. It doesn't mean that. What it means is do things separately. You don't always have to do everything together. In fact, you really shouldn't. You should have your own fun things you enjoy doing separately and then do other things together as well. So today's soul action, when we separate our energy from others, we gain clarity about what we really want. Then we stop doing things that no longer align with ourselves. If you are an empath, you can still be compassionate towards others without taking on their stuff. It is safe to trust that you are not here to fix anyone. I don't know how many of you needed to hear that message, but you did your healing. It's not your job to help anyone else heal, to make them heal, to convince them to heal, to convince them to treat you better because they're still healing, right? You are responsible for you, and they are responsible for themselves. You cannot force anybody to do anything, and you're not here to fix anyone. Your mantra for today: I have everything that I need within me now, and so do they. I am worthy of my needs, and I set boundaries based on what's best for me. That was a pretty, like I said, potent message that wanted to come through here. I pulled a couple other decks just to go a little deeper. I don't think we really need to go too much deeper though. This in itself is fairly self-explanatory, but I am going to pull a Goddess Guidance Oracle. Thank you. And then we're also going to pull a Guardian Angel card just so you can kind of get some wisdom and guidance with this. All right. So we have the Angel of Positivity. Bottom of the deck, the Angel of Past Lives. There is a very strong possibility that this person in this relationship, if you are in one, that you've known in a past life. And that could be why you're allowing more things to happen, like being more flexible with your boundaries. It's tough to know where to draw that line, but you know the answer within you because you've had to heal yourself many times over again. And you also have to trust that the other individual in this situation also has their own healing capabilities. There's that saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. So with the angel of positivity here, I love this imagery because it looks like two individuals. And again, you can look at this as you, yourself, and your partner. It could be you and an angel going through, but there is a very dark tunnel here. And you are coming through something major at this juncture of your journey. Out in the distance there, you can see this bright, beautiful new earth energy, this rainbow, this flourishing atmosphere, and you're coming out of something very dark. And that's a lot of what the Four of Swords is tied to. It's like you have to go into this darkness, go back and heal what's been hurt, and then you can emerge out of that darkness and be you again. That's what I'm getting. Be you again. And just know that you are being led through this. And if you do have a partner and you're walking this path together, that's beautiful energy. But there does come a point where one of you may heal faster or the other may choose not to heal at all. And you may have to go through this tunnel by yourself. The hardest part is to do that when it comes time. Seven of Wands tells us that we have to stand up for ourselves and to be completely comfortable doing something alone. Now, we also have the angel of past lives. So again, there is a very strong possibility, if you are with someone, that there is a strong bond because you've known each other in a past life. Even if you're single and you just have some kind of mingling energy with someone, there's some kind of bond there, okay? But what you're being asked to do here with this boundaries is not to allow yourselves to enmesh. Keep your things separate and do things separate and draw boundaries when necessary. Now in the Goddess Guidance Oracle, we got Arakura, blossoming. You are just getting started, so have patience with yourself and the process and do not give up. I'm getting that with some of you, maybe you just started healing from past things. Okay, the Three of Wands is low on the end of the 0 to 10 with the tarot. And so it means you are just sort of choosing and figuring your things out and getting ready to move forward. You've chosen what you're doing. You are about to take that step, but you maybe haven't gone the steps just yet. And then the bottom of the deck on this one, we have Athena, inner wisdom. You know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. I'm getting that the longer that you let this wait, the more difficult it will be to sever the ties, if that's what you're seeking to do. Not, again, suggesting you have to break up with somebody, but at least create separation of some sort, right? With the King of Swords here, he wields his sword, knows when to cut off whatever needs to be cut off, whenever. Uses intellect, uses judgment. Can actually be quite rash with those severings, right? Not as much in the heart space, more in the head space. I understand what needs to be done and I'm going to step in and do it. And that will be that. So I actually pulled some of these other things here. I have this bag of just some closing messages. We're going to get a few. Let's tie this up in a bow and call it a day. Time to shed old beliefs. Things need to change. So there is something with this tower moment that's causing you to shed old beliefs and telling you that it needs to change. The tower comes in and destructs and crumbles any foundations that were not built solidly. Is that a word? And if you don't do this voluntarily, it will be done for you. It's almost like the cracks that you've noticed in the foundation are now going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Serve people whenever you can. Act in the spirit of compassion. Okay, so these don't have to be done with harsh words, right? You don't have to go up to somebody, and it doesn't have to be a relationship. It could be a friendship. But we do have the Knight of Cups over here. That's typically love type situations. Act in the spirit of compassion. You can just politely let them know that something's not working for you and that you need space, you need boundaries, you need something. Tell them what you need, whatever the need is. But do it with compassion. Even the King of Swords can act with compassion. Be aware of self-defeating attitudes or actions that undermine important goals. Getting what you want takes top priority. Okay, that is definitely the King of Swords talking. So, self-defeating attitudes or actions. Let's talk about what those would be. If your goal is to have more space and to have freedom, self-defeating attitudes and actions would be like, oh, I can't. That person would feel bad if I did. I'm just not going to do it. That is self-defeating. It's like you already know what the answer is, but you're choosing not to do it still. Okay. Time to start something new. Don't worry. The way is open to you. And again, that's very much tied to that self-defeating attitude and action. It's like some of you don't understand this yet. Like, I don't understand that it's time to start something new, or I don't understand that the way is open. It's like you feel that it's like too late. Like the door is closed. I can't do this now. It's too late. Too much time has passed. Yeah, I don't know what you're all saying to each other, but those are the messages coming through. Avoid procrastination. Do we really need to keep going? Success is assured. Yep. Guess what? If the other person gets upset that you want to put a boundary in place, that is a red flag in itself. I'm not going to sit here and tell you who to be in a relationship with, but if putting a boundary in place causes you to break up, then it wasn't meant to be in the first place. All right, let's get one more, because I feel like we're, what is that, beating a dead horse? Great success again. And faith without the work behind it is pointless. I'm feeling like maybe some of you honestly believe that this will work itself out and you won't have to do anything about it. Like, if I just don't do this, it'll be fine. And then another 5 years goes by and you're thinking the same thing, you know? So I don't have anything else to say in this reading. This was just a quick message that wanted to come through for some of you and myself. For me, it was more of a congratulations, you've realized this. But now that I'm translating it out to you all, it feels like some of you need to do this still. So it's not necessarily a, hey, you did it. Maybe some of you have. And if you have, your spirit guides are applauding you. But if you're not there yet, it's something you need to do. All right, that is your message for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate your time and energy exchange. Remember to fill your own cup up with love before you fill someone else's. Go within so you never go without. And keep in mind that I am a beacon of light here to help guide you through the darkness. I wish you all a lifetime of happiness, health, wealth, abundance, and so much love. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.